Okay, got cut off there. This is part two of my formula for wet tumbling. Now, I left off or accidentally closed the video off, talking about how you don't have to reuse the water that you use to rinse off the brass after you've emptied it from the tumbler, but it's a good idea to do it because you don't want to waste water. Water is not that expensive now, but you never know if there's like some nuclear war or something, then water might be like an absolutely, well, it will be an absolutely scarce commodity, so don't waste water. Okay, so this is the kind of what the water looks like after I've done an initial rinse. I just store it in one of these little drums here, okay, and or not these drums, this little water cooler, and I'll reuse this for a future batch when I first wet tumble it. Because remember, most of the time you're going to want to tumble it for about an hour and a half, then pour out the water and then do it again. Well, that first time that you do it, it's okay if you have water that's a little bit dirty, right? Like, I mean, well, yeah, like, yeah. So it's okay to reuse that, okay? So after you've poured the rinsed off the brass, okay, make sure you save your water. You separated the pins, okay? I'm just using this little, what do you call it? Thing I got from the dollar store, a little colander, I think it's called. I don't know if that's the case. Then what you gotta do is you gotta dry the brass, okay? Now, drying, there's a little bit of science to drying the brass. What I like to do is I like to make use of, this is a, what you call it? This is a compressed air gun I got from Amazon. Okay, this thing is just used to blow out dust from hard drives for computers. Okay, I like to take these trays from the dollar store, and these car wash rags, and I reuse these, by the way. I lay these car wash rags on these trays. Okay, and then will come over here at this station. This is where I actually do it. I actually store. This is an old dishwasher I don't use. I take these rags, I put them in here to dry when I'm done. I take these car wash rags, I put them here like this. After I've rinsed the brass here, after I've separated it and rinsed it, I will pour it out onto these rags, okay? Then I'm gonna use my compressed air gun here and blow dry the brass, okay? So with pistol brass, I just leave it on this cloth here. I don't bother putting in trays, but with rifle brass, because rifle brass is more expensive, I actually put it into these trays. So you can get these trays at shooting ranges. Guys just throw these away. These are 9mm trays. What I like to do is I actually drill holes on them just to give a little bit of seepage so the water that's in the case actually drains. These ones were good for 223. Over here I use these ones. These are 45 caliber trays. These ones are excellent because, well, you can see right away that they're hollow on the bottom. With my rifle brass, what I'll do is I'll take my compressed air blower here, okay? I'll take all the rifle brass and I'll put it on these trays. Then I'll take the air gun and I'll just do an initial blow dry. I like blow drying it on 4 sides. So one way this way, rotate it 90 degrees, one way this way, rotate it 90 degrees, one way this way, rotate it 90 degrees, one way this way, and then straight up over the top, okay? You want to get it as dry as possible, otherwise you're going to get some soap stains. I didn't do a very good job on some of these. So some of these have a little line. You can see there's that little line of a soap stain there. I was probably in a rush when I did this because sometimes, just wasn't being very careful. But those soap stains don't really do anything but impact the cosmetics, so it just doesn't look that great. But the functionality of the case is fine, so I'll shoot that, no problem. Okay, so after you've put the brass on the tray, okay, and after you've blow dried it, I have set up over here. This is like kind of a dry station. So I got these fans off of Temu. You can just get them from the thrift store, or you can get them from like anywhere. I will let all my brass, put it down on top of these the same car wash rags, leave them on the tray, and I'll blow dry them for days. Honestly, I might even just let them dry for like a week, to be honest, or a month even. So I go to the range and I just pick up so much brass. Sometimes I just like let it sit here and then, let it dry. The reason you want to do that is because when you have brass that has the primer pocket inside of it, after you've wet tumbled it, the priming compound inside becomes a little bit of a mush and it absorbs some of the moisture. So you really, that's your arch enemy as a reloader when you're wet tumbling. You just want to make sure everything is bone dry, okay? So lay them here on the trays here. Let them blow dry for a few days, and after that, you just sort of integrate that into your overall reloading process or reloading cycle. Okay. Now, again, I'm a bit of an eccentric oddball because I have so many reloading projects on the go. Right here, I got like a 308 project on the go. There's my last 762 by 39 project. Here I've got two 223 projects. So I've got my like what I call my precision load. It's not really a precision load. It's a high accuracy load or a higher accuracy load and a low accuracy load. And then down here even I'm like gonna get into shotgun reloading this year. So as you can see, there's quite a process to wet tumbling. I hope this helps you out in learning how to do it. It's a really, really fun hobby. And like there's a couple added benefits to it, or a couple benefits to it that a lot of people don't understand. You know, when it comes down to, you know, shooting, it's an expensive sport. And when you actually get into a rhythm where you do this, you can almost actually, I don't want to say you can make money, but you know, you learn the value of things. Like this piece of brass here, you know, this was a pretty good shape. As a reloadable commodity, it's almost 50 cents, right? You have to pay 50 cents to buy a new piece of brass, okay? Well, this is a used piece of brass, and well, let's just say it's 20% depreciated. Well, this is a 40-cent piece of brass after you've gone through the process of wet tumbling it. Now, if you find it on the ground, it's maybe a penny, not a penny, that's actually a lot more. Maybe like between 2 to 5 cents worth of raw brass, raw brass. You could take the brass to a metal recycler, and just sell it for scrap. But you know, you put the added effort into it, you add value to it by wet tumbling and polishing it and making it into a beautiful commodity. Well, then you get to know the value of things. Okay, so I think I covered everything. Is there anything else? Covered over why you want to tumble for about an hour and a half. Change the water, tumble it up again. Cover the formula. Okay, go out for noodles with your wife and kids and get and keep these things because it's like the perfect measure. We'll go for Vietnamese noodles or Chinese noodles and store these things because these are, again, the perfect measure. The perfect measure. Go to the thrift store and get a kitchen scale like this. Okay, it's like don't spend big money on these things. Spend money on primers and gunpowder. Don't spend money on like kitchen appliances. Right? Go to the thrift store and get all that stuff. Like everything in here is from the thrift store almost. Or I've just like recycled it. Okay, not quite these. These are my boxes. Anything else? Pins are something you can't recycle. So, you know, make sure you get the right pins. Now, Frankfurt Arsenal, you can stainless steel pins. You can just get those at Cabela's. I thought I had a set here. Oh, no, here we go. Get up here. Oh, I don't know where I put my pins. I had another spare set of pins somewhere. But pins, oh yes, okay. This thing is very important. Get this magnet, okay. When I'm, all the pins down there, I'll just use this magnet to like pick them all up. Okay, that's a very important tool. Also, you kind of can't see it down there, but I have a mesh strainer at the bottom of the sink to catch the pins. And I also line this sink with these little fridge magnets I got from the dollar store to catch any pins that come loose. So, you know, you might need to buy like one set of pins and then you can use them for like 5 years. I mean, these pins, that's basically what I've done. Anywho, this has gone on long enough. This has been my formula for wet tumbling. I hope this helps, you know, to my buddy. I hope this was, again, I apologize if this is drinking from a fire hose, but I hope this is useful and insightful. If you have any questions, just reach out to me and let me know. If I don't know you personally, just drop me a message in the comments and I'm happy to help out. Okay, and yeah. Look forward to hearing for all your adventures in wet tumbling. Take care. Bye.